All right.
Hello there. Okay,
we trying to on Facebook.
Then we trying to get it going here.
They block us on Facebook?
I doubt it, but who knows? I'm just gonna
some bullshit. That's why I'm getting rid of them.
That's why we leaving Facebook and these different types of establishments, y'all, so we can get somewhere where we don't have to worry about.
All right, hold on.
Can you hand me the remote? The small, both of them remotes.
All right, family, we up, man. It was so hard trying to get everything running, man. I still need to check to make sure that we are up. Let me go to the Facebook channel so we get this conversation started.
How's everybody doing out there? That's what I want to know.
Well, the sound is on. Can y'all hear us? We're going to turn the chat up so that we can see if there's anybody out there. All right. They say we streaming on all cylinders. I'm going to go on and check over here. I got to get her up on OBS so that, we up on Facebook. We up on everything right now.
All right.
I have to go and get her up on everything so that we can go and turn it off, because usually we start off with everything, do the intro roll, and then move away from.
That's okay. It's okay, brother. You know, another mistake.
All right, thank you. So you can hear us, Ms. Brookins. Thank you. We are up and live. We want to welcome you to Blunt Talk family. We want y'all to understand we love y'all, but we move into GNJ.Media because we never know what's going to happen. And at least at GNJ.Media, we have control. So if you would go over there and register. I mean, and you don't even need an account. You don't need an account. The only thing we talking about is giving us, you share your email address so we can go on and email you like I'm about to do right now to let you know when we are live. You got something for him, Brother Lumala?
Well, we got a bunch of things today. You know, I don't know what the Vita has in store for you today, but we're glad to have you here. But what we suggest and what we hope is that you tell somebody about us. Tell somebody, email them and tell them to come on to GNJ.Media, and so we can all share in what we're talking about together. It's not good for just a few people to know. It's good, it's better for all of us to know. And when all of us know, then all of us can be accounted for. Ashe?
Ashe.
Okay.
All right, so like I said, I'm giving the Vita's audience another week to get it together. But y'all need to start checking in on us on GNJ.Media. Now, what I have to do is, once again, I have to train Navita on OBS so that we can use a different system, because it's kind of hard to go in and edit and turn everything off. Because like I could go into my thing at home and turn everything off one at a time, letting people know to move over to GNJ.Media, but we can't do that right now. Navita feel that her audience need more time, and I ain't gonna sit up here and argue about it. I believe my people are geniuses. You know what I'm saying?
I think all of us are geniuses.
So
all you have to do is go there.
All
you got to do is go there. Just like you go to YouTube, you go to GNJ.
Go in GNJ. That's the first thing you type in. So today we're gonna continue with the relationship discussion. But we're gonna take it from a slightly different angle. We're gonna take it from our angle. And Illumila had an interesting piece that he wanted to share, and we're gonna tie it into relationships. So go ahead, brother Illumila.
Okay, so what I wanted to share, maybe even ask, is that why is it that our professional Black people, such as doctors, lawyers, accountants, people who hold in, big jobs, our sport people, whether they play basketball, football, baseball, have a problem with identifying with who we are. I can contest that no other culture in America has a problem identifying with who they are. But I found out through conversation that Black professionals don't want to be and don't want to recognize with Black culture. And I think it's a shame that that way of looking at life, that way of looking at themselves, trying to identify with others, has anything to do with you being Black. But some kind of way it does. I was in a meeting the other day, and a Black professional who was a principal of a school had made a statement.
What's the statement he made, brother?
And the statement was so profound that I it took me about 3 days to think about it. And in my way of thinking, he said that Black professionals do not want to identify with nothing of African centeredness. They don't want to identify with having a red, black, and green flag. They don't want to identify with Black poweredness. They don't want to identify with nothing that has a constitutional merit that don't identify with white people. They don't want to identify with that. If it has anything to do with white people, then if it has anything to do against white people, if they may express it, they don't want to have anything to do with that. Because these are the people who send their children to Harvard, OSU, University of this, University of that. And, they sometimes, don't want to identify with even HBCUs, which is Black historical colleges and universities, and I'm kind of like in question to find out, why is this happening in the Black community? And I'm hoping that we do have some Black professionals on tonight that can help me answer that question.
Is anybody that can help him answer that question? Because this is a conversation. I mean, because this is relationship. Now, y'all like, well, Brother Hatim, this is not the type of relationship that we're used to talking about. I mean, can you help us understand why we are talking about it in this capacity? Hold on, I want to make sure. Oh, no, we don't want the camera on. There we go. We are opening up the black line right now. Black line number. Gina, can you give them?
614-556-4535.
Man, you took my daughter's job, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Gina, tell them what the black line number is, please.
614.
They can't hear that.
Yeah, 614. 594.
Oh my God. 614-556-4535. That's 614-556-4535.
Let her try it again.
Go ahead.
614-556-4535.
All right. Thank you, Gina. Thank you.
So now,
I hope y'all got that now. Y'all need it one more time? Let's make sure that you got it now, Gina. Let's go.
614-556-4535.
All right.
if
Y'all
they hear, they
got
gotta work. If they hear, they gotta work.
Yeah, got it. They got it.
So now, hold on. I don't hear nothing. All right. I can see we on. They can hear us.
Okay.
But it should be able to hear this right here. But anyway, we ain't gonna worry about that right now. So we'll know when people call in. Now, what does this have to do with relationships, Brother Hatim, Brother Lumalai? What this got to do with relationships? Well, if we want to talk about having healthy man to woman relationships, we also have to talk about having healthy person to community relationships. This is a person to community relationship. So now I want to make sure you understood what Brother Lumalai brought up. He said that he was in a meeting with a professional who sits over and controls the culture and the ideas that are being introduced to our children, who wanted nothing to do with blackness. Not only does he not want to have anything to do with blackness, he has a whole crew of professionals that surround him that has similar views. Now, how can we talk about being free? How can we talk about changing the world? How can we talk about even having healthy men and women relationships, men to women relationships in our community when we got some sucker shit going on in our community? Straight 100% sucker shit. You understand? So it's no wonder that it's hard for men and women to get together in our community.
That's right. Because if you don't know what your other partner is thinking, then how can y'all even have a conversation about us if one is thinking that you don't need to be around all that black stuff, and the other one is saying there's nothing wrong with being around black stuff. This is where the black community together occupy a disconnect, because even our brothers and sisters who are in universities, if they are in a university that is connecting solely with European thought, and you can't be this until you are that, then who are you looking for? Who are you looking for in life? Because you can't be, you may say that, well, I'm looking for a person who is trying to be a professional. Well, we call ourselves a lot of things in life, such as I'm looking for a black professional like myself. Well, how do you see black professional? How do you see that? Do you see a black professional as a person who has no culture, no interest in black culture? How about, our red, I had to remind the brother the other day, he was talking about the red, black, and green flag, and I had to remind him that's our flag. And our flag, has our flag needs black people to recognize our flag, Even
the flag, because I want y'all to think about this. So we have Well, let me ask this question, Illuminati. Because this guy sounds like he's in my generation, my age, a little bit younger or a little bit older, close to my age. Am I correct?
Yeah, he got a PhD, so I don't know
About
what
my
he got.
age.
Yeah, he might be a little bit younger.
Might be a little bit old.
Yeah,
You saying I'm old as hell. Okay, I got it.
He may be. I'm not sure. I didn't ask him how old he was.
Right. Now, the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of people in my age grade was taught, get the lid, girl, were taught to escape.
Escape what?
Escape the black community.
Oh, okay.
Go to school. We went to school to escape.
So getting a job with the white man is
escaping, because you will be able to make enough money to get up and move up out the community. Am I wrong? We was taught to escape. And escaping meant possibly, right? I might be able to get me a real light-skinned woman or a white woman. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, am I the only one that experienced this whole mind state of the reason to go get a higher education was to escape? Because really, far as when it comes to community, when it comes to a tribe, the education is supposed to get the young person prepared to serve the community.
That's right.
A lot of our young people went to college in my age grade without any inkling or any desire to even come back to the community and serve. We just wanted to get a good job and get away. Okay. And that was imprinted in us through the older folks in our community. You need to get away.
Well, can I ask this question here then?
Go ahead.
So it's not just the younger people in our community who are experiencing that. It's older ones too, because all you have to do is look around. You don't have to be walking with your eyes closed to see that it's our race as a whole,
But that hasn't always been the fact.
Well, it meant, look, even the conscious community, or what we consider as a conscious community, is not very large.
Right.
It's not large at all. So when we talk about the larger community, we talk about the same people who sent you to college or who advised you on going to college. Then those people are responsible for how they brought you up. And guess what? It may have been brought up the same damn way.
But now I'm gonna push back, because you're old enough to know that the education system was a little bit different. You come from a whole different generation than we do.
What you mean by that?
Well, he was pre-segregation. He went to school pre-segregation.
He went to school during segregation.
Yeah, he went to school during segregation.
Yeah, but in 1971.
Oh, you was in high school?
I was in high school.
Oh,
I was a senior in high school.
Oh, so you were segregated.
Well,
my fault.
Desegregated.
But see, the segregation was a good thing, because what happens is that, you have to recognize that, well, let me go buy from this black guy right here, because he's selling stuff, this black store. But they also have white stores in the black community also. You see what I'm saying? So those things are not something that I was taught either. You have to, I would think that you have to want to be in order to be.
See, but all right. So now, because I just had a discussion with an elder just the other day along these lines. How can I expect my child to want to be involved in this culture, the red, black, and green, and being conscious, and they see me broke, and they don't see me achieving anything other than being able to have good conversations with people, if even have good conversations. You know what I'm saying? they see me receiving the Pan-African retirement plan, which means, don't laugh. That's your
I already know what you mean. So
you say you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The Pan-African retirement plan. And then I'm mad at my kids because my kids don't want to embrace my lifestyle. I'm mad at my kids because my kids don't want to marry somebody like me. But yet, all they done seen with me is struggle.
So do you think that, so to be Pan-African, quote unquote, conscious or whatever, is synonymous with being broke?
I think that we have a generation that have made it so.
I think that
I
think that we wanted to separate that. But there's no separation to it.
No separation to what?
To being Pan-Africanist and making money.
Let's be conscious. I mean, let's say you say conscious Pan-African. I just called it Pan-African retirement plan.
You can be conscious and still make money.
Yes.
But that ain't what a lot of our young people saw, especially and what's even more dangerous.
Somewhere in between 19
go ahead, break it down.
90s or 86 up until now, people have separated that. They figured that, I don't have to act black to be black, but you don't have no other choice but to act black. You see what I'm saying? But to prove that you are not acting black, you find European friends to be with. You find, you begin to see,
you ain't
I'm
right.
in love. I'm in love
Stop
with
holding your
this
ass
white person now.
I'm in love with white fashion.
Yeah, I'm in love with white fashion. I'm wearing weave, but I'm giving myself the excuse that this is what I like.
I'm escaping.
Yes,
I'm escaping.
So that's not nothing that's not nothing that you should be identifying with. You chose to identify with that.
Who chose?
The person who is participating.
Right now, but now the reason, because what I'm talking about right now is children. It's children that grew up in the culture. A lot of children that grew up in the culture run away from it as soon as they can.
Absolutely.
They run away. Why?
Why?
There's more than one reason
people
why.
Have said, because I think that the people have separated it to say, no, whatever you believe, you bring it in. And let us look at it. Let us analyze it.
Well, I think there's several branches that cause the brokenness. One being that sometimes this conscious community attracts a certain type of individual, and this individual who would not have been successful whether they were conscious or not, because they just did not have that motivation. And sometimes the quote unquote conscious community attracts these type of people, and then they can hide under their mediocrity with the white man's holding me back.
Whoa.
Damn,
you punching some brothers in the belly.
So that's one of the reasons why, because there is no reason generally, depending on how deep you go into the Afrocentrism, but you don't have to die broke. There's plenty of people who are in the movement who are not broke.
That's right.
We got millionaires who are doing the damn thing in the Afrocentric community.
Don't give me show me some of it. Show me. Well, you can show me better than you can tell me.
Who you are? You want me to read?
Who?
Asa Hildy was a millionaire.
He's gone.
But he said you talking about tell you a millionaire.
Dr. Kelsey got a lot of money.
Hey man,
Dr. Kelsey.
Hey,
Tariq Nasheed.
Don't be snitching on the elders now. Y'all snitching on that. Well, we know Tariq Nasheed.
But what I'm saying
is that he had that pimp money that he landed.
What we are saying is that you can be black and still be successful.
You can still embrace your blackness. Can you embrace your blackness and be successful?
Yes.
Now and not be an outlier. See, because
what you call an outlier?
An outlier is somebody that don't fit into the normal piece. So, for example, as far as basketball, You got professional athletes, professional basketball players, but then you got an outlier like a LeBron James. LeBron James is an outlier, or that light-skinned boy that beat LeBron James. What's the light-skinned boy who shoot all
Steph
the
Curry.
Steph Curry? They outliers.
So what
You
is
know what I'm
that?
saying?
What is
An
that?
outlier is somebody that don't, how can I put it? If I was taking averages, I would have to throw them out. Either they so good or so high on the totem pole that I got to throw them out, or they so low that I got to throw them out. You always have these outliers. They don't
The
think,
exception to the rule.
there you go. The exception. They're exceptional at what they do, whether it's exceptionally good or exceptionally bad.
But you still can have money. It just depends on, like I said, first of all, how deep in the rabbit hole you have went, for one. But there's still, most of us have the ability to do that, but the lack of having the money has nothing to do with us being quote unquote Afrocentric. In some cases, there will be obstacles there along the way, possibly, and sometimes like you may even have to operate like the spook that sat by the door in some cases.
Explain that, because maybe some people ain't seen that. What's the spook?
So I'm referring to the movie where the brother went undercover and he acted like he was a, he was a part of the CIA, and he acted like he was all with their program as far as being, with the whites, if you will, and on their side. And he only, to see him in the way he corresponded with them and interacted with him, he was all like
he out-timed the times.
Right. He was real. He was Shay Whitey. But then in the back of the scenes, he was plotting their demise. And so sometimes you have to, be a spook that sat by the door some days and be like, oh, no problem. And, they might say, I don't know what the hell. You can't wear that kufi. I don't know shit. I wouldn't go for that. But whatever the case may be that they may say, and it may be something that you have to weigh out. Like, is it worth me losing all that I'm trying to build on this one thing? Because that's going to set me back 10 paces. Or do I act like the spook that sat by the door? Like, you right, and roll with them. But in the meantime, I'm still moving on with my plan. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I want to explore one thing that if I could.
Okay, go ahead.
You brought up a point. You said that sometimes the community attracts individuals who hide their mediocrity. Can you expand?
They hide their mediocrity through the premise of the white man's holding me back.
So why do we attract people like that? I mean,
because it gives you a place to hide, so to speak. Just like when some people go to the church and they may be involved in certain things, and then the church gives them the umbrella of places to hide. Whether it be, I am inadequate, but the Lord's will is going to,
like somebody that's, like, for example, like they say in the streets, if you scared, go to church. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got somebody who really don't want to get involved with all that. And
but then they'll say, well, I can't do that. The Lord. I'm in church now. I can't help. I can't fight with y'all. Now. I can't do that. I'm in church. Or if they be like, so they are able to hide, like maybe their fear on the premise of, I got to turn the other cheek and vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So all kind of organizations will attract those types of things. What's up, son?
Get the hell out of my way, Stanley.
Shut up.
So I we were talking about people who were out there.
So let me ask because the audience doesn't seem to be participating much. So let me ask the audience this, because would you compromise, or have you on the job compromised who you were to better yourself in another way, or to survive on the job, or to get to another place that you needed to be? Have you ever had to, what is you call it? I don't know. Eat crow, or
ooh, that's a good term.
Eat crow. What I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be, to move forward in a place. Because I think we all have done that at our job at some point or another. You know, huh?
Eat crow?
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not a Lumala.
No.
Lumala don't eat crow. He don't eat nothing. He don't eat nothing.
I don't eat nothing but with flesh.
So never flesh.
Nothing but,
I don't eat nothing
vegan.
of-
How about-
of flesh?
How about apple seeds?
Well, I'll say this here in behalf of the unit. You know, we had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who changed his name from Lou Alcindor to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
Right.
when he was in college, or either when he first got out of UCLA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he stood with Jim Brown,
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, in their protest against injustices for
Black folks.
you know, racial disparities
Right.
and stuff like that. You know, so you know, to say that you have to do these things is a misnomer to our people, because our people now are growing up thinking that they have to do this in order to get there.
So, but hold on.
But like if the spook sat by the door, even though it's fiction, sometimes fiction it can imitate life, so to speak. So if you took into account what he accomplished, he could have never accomplished the things he did without doing that.
But as soon as he finished his internship with whoever that was, the CIA, the FBI, you know, he told them that, no, I'm going back to be a social worker. And that's when he left that stuff, because he got everything that he needed and he turned out.
Right.
Now,
that's
but
the thing.
but now, see, I think the difference. A
And
lot of people.
As no example, because you got
He's
a lot
outlier.
of people. You got a lot of people that, you know, would use that as example, but when
They
they're
ain't doing
able
that
to,
shit.
they ain't for
They
that
ain't doing the
shit.
shit.
They
See,
ain't
that's
for
the
that
same
shit.
thing, but that go back to Navita's point where she was talking about people use things. I'm trying to be the spook who sat by the door. No, nigga, you trying to get paid. Stop playing with me.
Right.
You playing
That's right.
games with me.
Right.
You know, we got to be quiet and we got to. No,
Right,
you
right.
playing games.
That's right.
See, because a lot of people don't, like, for example, a lot of people are going to things without Nia. For those that don't understand, Nia is purpose. The spook who sat by the door was a man on purpose.
Yeah, the purpose. Right.
You understand? So once he was able to fulfill what it was and he got what he needed, he was able to move on.
Right.
Most of us get so used to eating from our master's hands that we don't want to move on. And then we wonder why our relationships don't work right. We wonder why even though I am a high value man, as our friend says, that I can't hold on to no goddamn woman. You understand what I'm saying? Or my woman don't respect me, right? You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it don't matter how much money I got. Whoever I'm gonna get with is going to respect who I am and what I do. Period. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because that's that man shit. See, because now when we get into talking about relationships are multi-faceted. There is many different angles. And it's hard for us to talk about the man and woman relationship when we got all these other relationships that are fucked up in our lives and messing everything up. And y'all can cuss, my kids is used to it.
I will. I just, I don't know. I mean, I think that as far as what, I wasn't here for the first part, but the upper echelon, for lack of a better term, high professional elites who don't want to practice Afrocentricity because they feel like it will jeopardize their position. I think that exists at all levels, but it exists at all levels, really.
And we trying to figure out, and we trying to ask the audience, like, is it working for you?
Yeah.
Right.
Is it working for you? You know what I'm saying?
Is ass kissing and boot licking working for you?
But I ain't ass kissing and boot licking. I'm the spook who sat by the door. I know I'm about to retire tomorrow, but I'm the spook who sat by the door.
Is it working for you?
And see, like what
is it working for you in a manner where that when you go to your boss and kiss his ass, do you tell them that I think that Alumala or Navita or Hatim is doing a good job and I think they need a promotion because they work for me? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or
And
you're
that's the
doing
kind
it
of
that
shit
way.
that I would do because
Or you're doing it
I
that
had a
damn
brother
way.
on the job
If
that
you
was
ain't doing it that damn
not
way,
doing it that way.
You don't need to be doing shit.
I got into it with a chick at work who was always fucking with everybody. I'm trying to get this gnat away.
Oh,
from
okay. I thought she was about to hit me. I
And,
said, we ain't even do nothing yet. All right, we ain't
and
fighting.
you know, and she was always fucking with everybody. So this particular day, she got in my face and was telling me about myself. And
I'm taking you to court, goddamn.
what?
About to slap me.
Well,
I'm taking you to
what
court.
not? And anyway, so boom. So I end up, telling her I'll whoop her ass and we can go out in the parking lot and everything, right? So, and after I told her, like, you fat neck bitch, I'll whoop your ass. Let's go out to the parking lot. Then she wants to be all crying. And the one black dude, because it was just me and him, the one black dude who worked there, oh, come on, and runs off with her. You know how Navita is.
Yeah, he trying to get that white.
But
Yeah.
look, how that working for you. Because
Right.
anytime that motherfuckers wanted to give somebody something extra, or he would come to it, I say, hey, can I get this? I need a loan, or can I take this off? Whatever. Sure, Navita, no problem. That motherfucking nigga he asked, they be like, no, Darky, you're working today. You can't get a loan. And so why is all that ass kissing? It ain't even working for you, dude.
Wow. Now let me help some people out because I see we got people on GNJ.Media. If you go up in the right hand corner, it say tribe. If you click tribe, it'll open up automatically and you'll be able to comment on the chat bar. Okay, you don't have to. Maybe that's why we ain't getting some chats because some people can't see. You on GNJ.Media. Click tribe. Click the tribe button, baby. Now, so we was talking about. So we still on this whole relationship thing, right? And Navita brought up a point, right? Because how many of us have been in situations where we have been cooperative, following all the rules, being the model Negro, and it's always the disruptive ones that get what they want.
You know what, motherfucker. Well, let me just take a transition for a quick second because I wanted to mention this on the show. Bill Cosby is free, motherfucker.
No, he ain't.
Yes, he is.
Bill ain't called me. Bill
Cosby is free.
For what? Why he free?
They said he was incarcerated unjustly.
Who said that?
Listen, Bill Cosby is free, and
Stop playing.
yeah, and
I heard
he
that shit
deserves
too,
to be
but
free. But
I said give thanks for him, but I'm not on that fucking road.
hold on. So because sometimes we want to talk about things that our audience.
What?
Bill Cosby is a free man after Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned sex assault conviction.
Shut up. He might be able to sue the state now.
Oh, that would be awesome if he could. They probably had some kind of motherfucking clause in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I say that to say this is how they do. Some people think that when they coming for you, that your money gonna save you. But in the system of white supremacy, and I remember we had this talk before on the show, someone was saying, they're not supreme. That's not what that means. It doesn't mean the individual is supreme. It means the system, because white supremacy is a system. And the system is supreme, like how Tim has said on the show. Prove that it ain't.
Prove that it ain't. You know what I'm saying? They ruling your life. You spending money with white presidents on it, motherfucker. You're living in a house probably built by them. You bought it from them. The bank that you use is them.
You went to the store. You go to the schools. So they are in that system. They are at the top of the food chain.
Right. So now this and what we try to do in Gye-Nyame is formulate our own system.
Right. And that's why it was very disappointing when we did have the G&J Community Mall that, it was popped for a little bit and then it just fell off. And I hear in Dayton, Ohio, they are doing the same thing and it is on fire. It is on fire. They have now.
We always ahead of the curve.
They have now opened, I think, another location. They done gave the woman who started the key to the city or something like. Yeah, it's become very big. The last they gave her a venue, and she had 100 vendors there.
Shut up.
Yeah, so if we had Columbus people to support, that would be great. But if it's not successful, it's not successful because it is not a success because of us. It takes the village to make it successful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you say ain't nobody hardly showed up, that's not our fault. We promote it, but you have to. But anyway, I'm not gonna get into all that.
But actually, there's a relationship. That's a relationship issue.
It is a relationship issue.
No support. You have a good relationship if only one party is trying to work at holding it together.
No, of course
not a
not.
good relationship.
Well, that describes a lot of relationships that's going on in our place. But go ahead.
So let me ask you this: as far as relationships are concerned, we're going to talk about intimate relationships, and is cheating? Can you look at the? Is cheating a reason? Even though I'm not saying no such thing, is cheating a reason? Does cheating make you a? Okay, here's a question: if you don't cheat, does that make you a good mate because you don't cheat?
Hell no. I mean, it's
So what is
other
this-
qualifications.
So why does it seem, especially with our younger people, I notice I've seen young ladies say, "Well, I'm a good woman. I ain't been out in the street. I ain't, as my man say, I ain't fucking out of both drawstrings or something." He say like that. So I don't have no friendly pussy.
I'm a clean hoe.
So I'm a good woman. But I'm the type of person, even though I don't want you to cheat on me, but if I had to put something on a scale, like of what I hated the most, more than cheating, you can't talk to me fucking crazy. I can't have nobody to talk to me crazy. You'd be better off cheating with me. You might be able to get me back. But talking to me crazy.
Oh, that's interesting to know. So
So
I can cheat on you,
So what I'm hearing is this.
So what if you cheat and talk to you crazy?
Well, if you talk to me crazy, ain't gonna be nothing.
So what I'm
I'll
hearing is
break up
this here.
immediately.
If you say that you are a good woman, and this don't apply to people sitting at the table right here,
Okay.
or a good man, and your significant other say, "Well, I'm going out with my friends."
Okay.
You sometimes your control mechanisms inside of you saying that, well, why you gotta go out? Well, why you asking them questions? You see what I'm saying?
But I agree with you, Balumala.
Because
I agree with you,
if you
Balumala.
say you good, then allow him or her to be good. Trust that part of it.
Trust that part of it. That's right.
You don't have to be calling every 15 minutes to find out where you at now. What time you coming home? Well, I'll be there when I be there.
I can't stand. Now that's one of the things that bother me. I can't stand when people want me to put time on my shit.
Right.
But hold on.
This is what people do though.
I think this is Kwame user 12. It'd be good if you put your name on because your name ain't on here. But systemized white oppression. Top of the food chain does not imply supreme. Let all insects die and see how supreme any human is. That's Kwame starting shit. All right, Kwame, you can't hide. Your writing is all the same, brother. But yeah. So you saying now, just because you don't cheat, don't make you a good mate at all.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Because you got other policies behind you
that might be worse than cheating.
That's worse than cheating.
Because it's
right.
nagging
a motherfucker every 15 minutes.
Or putting your hands on somebody.
Right.
Or like Navita says, it's very disrespectful.
If I say no, you can't understand what no means.
Oh man.
Right.
That ain't just an issue in relationships. That's a relationship. That's an issue. One of the things that I'm learning how to say, and I'm getting the young people around me, as well as the nation, no is a sufficient word. We have to learn how to be okay with saying no. Because oftentimes what happens is people start questioning us, our mates and people close to us, they start questioning you about your no.
Yeah.
And you have to believe and know and understand that your no is sufficient.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to act in that. Because one of the questions I start asking people, when I say no, when motherfuckers start asking questions, I say, listen, would you ask me a question if I say yes? I say no. I said, then why you asking me a question when I say no? You know what I'm saying? People got
but see, a lot of times people, even in relationships,
if you get with an insecure motherfucker in a relationship,
I'll
you
never
need to drop that motherfucker.
You need
like
to
a hot
drop
towel.
like a hot motherfucking potato, a hot motherfucking towel, a hot pistol.
a hot pistol.
You know what I'm saying? Because that shit is just headache after headache after headache. And like I said, I can't have nobody. Like I remember this guy, we dated when I was younger, right? And we dated for 3 weeks together for 3 years, and he got in a real bad drug. We call drinking. He got motherfucker might have been on some dope. I don't know. But we had to split up because he just got too out there on the drinking side of the game. So we met back. He got clean years ago. We met back. And one thing I loved about our relationship, even though he was a cheating motherfucker, was that we didn't argue a lot about little shit. And I could come and go as I please with my friends, because I had a couple of gay friends that, male gay friends. And he was never an issue like, well, where you going with this nigga? And where are you going? I could say I'm going here, and he would be fine with it. There wasn't a bunch of questions behind it. And he could say he was going somewhere, and there wouldn't be a bunch of questions behind it. And, I could go and hang out and wouldn't be like, oh my God, I got to get back. This nigga going to be mad because I never had to worry about none of that. So we get back together, and maybe, 7 years later or so. So we're in the first week of the relationship. Matter of fact, that's might have been when I met you. I'm thinking about it. We going to Youngstown to see Ray Higgins.
Oh.
And it's me, I think you, I think Brother Dave, Brother Ed, or whatever. And so on the way back, he called me. He called me, right? And he was like, what
she
you
had
doing?
on a yellow dress. I still remember.
I don't remember no yellow dress. Ooh. I said, so he said, what you doing? I said, I'm on my way back to Youngstown. I went to an event with this brother named Ray Higgins. Oh, well, you ain't tell me you was going to out of town. Nigga, we just been dating a week. I'm like, I ain't think I had to tell you that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Unless I wanted to.
And right.
Then she said, I'm in the car with High Tim. Nigga was like, what? Not High Tim. No.
I'm in the car with who's around you. And, I told him who's around me in there. Well, did you used to date any of them guys? I said, you know what? No. Well, what are you going to do after this? And I think we was going somewhere after that to eat. I don't know. And he was like, you need to get home and get your rest and, this and that. So I was like, you know what, motherfucker, I'll get home when I get home. Okay, so needless to say, once I did get home, I called him up and just like, this ain't going to work out. We're going to have to end this shit because I can't take no shit like that. That was the end of that.
Why you asking all these questions?
Why you asking all these goddamn questions?
Like you an FBI agent. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, man, but there's a lot of issues that even before we get to even talking about money, it's a lot of stuff we got to talk about.
But
we got to work out.
Do you have a problem with motherfuckers? Like, it's okay for a couple of questions, I guess. But
I have a problem with a lot. I have a problem with questions. Really, I do. Any of them. But, I can answer most of them. But when it starts getting small, you know what I'm saying? It's just like for example, if you already know that for example, me doing shit like this is a passion.
Right.
So I can get on this and do this shit
and
forever.
I might be home until 11 o'clock.
Well, no, or even yet, I could be at home and somebody want me to tell them what time I'm gonna be done. What the fuck you mean what time I'm gonna be done? When I turn the camera off is when I'm done.
Right. And see, I think that's one thing, like even with my man, whoever is with me and whoever is with you or Lumala, whoever, they have to realize that this is especially when it's a passion for us. So it may cause us to be around a little bit of anybody. So you have to be very secure in yourself, because I might get a call from Brother Hatim or Devin or Shamar or whatever, like, I need you, we're going to do this, woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, okay, I'm about to go over Shamar's or Hatim, whatever. It may be a male. And if you're like, well, well, who's he? Who's the guy's house you going over? You know, or like I had an event today, and it might be because of, you know, the conscious movement tends to attract more males than females.
Does it?
Yes.
Unknown caller.
It attracts more males than females because the females are usually attracted to church and that type of stuff because they can get forgiven for their friendly pussies. So I'm born again virgin. I'm a born again virgin.
We're at Gye-Nyame Journey. We are starting
a born again virgin with us too.
Yeah, we starting a friendly pussy ministry where we could forgive you for all of your past fucking.
There you go.
You just come confess your sins.
You ain't even gotta confess them, just say you.
Just do the work. Can you set up a tent?
You can even keep your friendly pussy. If you want to keep your friend. You can keep it.
No, because that's bad. That's bad for business.
What?
You got to get mean with that a little bit because it's nothing to break up an organization quicker than lack of money and too much sex. Friendly pussies can't be here. Can't or dick either. Yeah, you got to say no. I got my kids up in here.
Sasha, Gina.
Yeah.
Can you see if I got something on the table, like a cigarette or something on that table for me? But well, oh, okay. I was reading the thing at the top, but you know what I mean. But it's still nonetheless on that little table. You see one? Is there a cigarette? No, baby, no. Look on there. It's a whole one.
Your butt.
So there you go. I need the ashtray too, my sweetie. All right, with your beautiful self. Beautiful. I just want you. I need a lighter. And my favorite girl. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, but that whole thing about being a good mate is that, you know, it's more than being like, I know, like one of my friends, her man used to say to her, at least I come home every night. That meant he was a good motherfucker. Because he came home every fucking night. Now, he might have been an asshole.
I was guilty of that. I'm guilty of that.
You was guilty of that bullshit?
I'm guilty of that shit, yeah.
At least I come home.
At least I come home, goddammit.
But what if you were an asshole and you a smart ass mouth? I mean, shit. Cheating just because you come home and you weren't laying in another woman's bed don't make you a good man.
What? It don't?
No, motherfucker, it don't. Are you
what makes a good man?
Listen, I was listening to Craig Smith show, by the way. This is a funny shit. So they were talking about, you know, the dating scene or whatever, and he, you know, how women, the modern woman and all that. So he was at a club and he met this sister. He was spitting to her, right? And she said, "Oh, I'm gonna let you know right now. I don't cook or clean." He said, "Oh, that's no problem because I don't protect." So when a nigga beating your ass over there in the corner at the club, don't even call me.
Don't call me.
That's a good. I don't protect, bitch. So
we even.
We even.
You the modern woman, I'm the modern man.
I don't protect.
I don't protect or provide. I ain't providing shit.
Okay.
So we even, right? Yeah. So I mean, but now that gets into, like I said, what we have to get to is, because we got wider relationships. This is why, because like I said, for Gye-Nyame, we do everything. It's almost like we do everything backwards, right? Tribe comes before family. Family comes before individual. What do we mean by that? We mean that in order for there to be a healthy family, that family had to be protected. So that families had to come out of a tribal environment, because an individual man and an individual woman cannot defend themselves against this wild ass world, especially back in the day when it was raping and pillaging for real. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers didn't roll by themselves. So that tribe provided the environment so that a family could take place, and that family was able to protect the individual that would be able to rise up and be spectacular. And the same thing with relationships. We're arguing about relationships and how men and women should be, when we're not talking about how do we take care of the first two pieces before we get to even having personal relationships. We're not talking about the important things before we even get to, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to have babies in the midst of chaos. Yeah. I don't think that works anywhere.
And I was trying to explain that to a young man yesterday, and he was like, he already got 3. We got 2 and 1 on the way. So the one that he had on the way, he done split up with this chick.
Oh my God.
Now he with another chick. And he said if she want a baby, he gonna give her one too.
Like he giving flowers.
Like he giving away flowers. Nigga, what the
know,
fuck kind of is this what we dealing with our
This is
young
what we
folks?
dealing with.
Well,
He's like, well, I mean, I don't care. If she ain't got one, and she gonna be jealous that other girls have babies with me, so I'm gonna give her one too.
That ain't that now, but that's mentality.
I think a woman don't need to give it up to about 9 months in a damn year.
Say what?
I don't think she needs to give it up to him until about 9 months in a year.
So he said
6
9 months into the relationship.
Yeah,
You're saying
6 months trial basis. You're still on trial basis. In 9 months all together, I may be able to give you a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
just a little bit.
That's all.
After 6 months, you better be giving me the whole goddamn.
Look, because see, everybody,
6 days the way you motherfuckers be acting.
everybody put their
yeah.
best foot forward.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
And some people can hold out a little bit longer than others.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if you get that motherfucker about 6 or 9 months, in the 9th month, you can almost see that either they are for real or they're just fucking around.
Right. See, but now you hitting on something right there, right? Because what you're talking about is what our elders and ancestors used to call courting. A motherfucker used to have to come and court a woman. And then on top of that, I had to show a commitment. So like, for example, this is why I talk about the tribe. Because when somebody come for our young ladies, we need to be around talking about what's your intentions. Nigga, ain't no having no fun. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is you talking about? We just having fun.
I was in Crocus the other day, and I would talk to this little sister. She was behind the cash register. And I said, oh, what college you going to? She said, I haven't decided right now, but she's still in 12th grade, right?
Right.
The little brother, I said to him, he was bagging the groceries, you know. I said, what kind of grades you making in school? Season B. He was real low.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He said it real low. He said season B's.
Season D's, one of the
Season D's.
I didn't know what the hell he was saying. I said, well, you know what, little brother? You're not going to be able to take care of that sister right there because she's
I'm going to challenge you on that.
Wait. I said that, brother, you're not going to be able to take care of that little sister right there. And the little sister kind of like shuckles, right? Like, you know, like that. You know what I'm saying? I said, you know, because life keeps on going. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to challenge you on that.
Wait till I'm finished. You know,
I'm impatient.
and I told him that, you know, but you have to keep on going with it. You know what I'm saying? And I asked him, I said, well, what you want to do? He couldn't give me an answer. I know he was in high school.
Right.
He couldn't give me an answer on what he wanted to be, what he wanted to do, or nothing. I said, what you trying to do? Work at Kroger's all your life?
Damn, you mean? You're a
That's
mean.
not mean. That's real
No,
talk.
but
You know what I'm saying? And that's when the little sister went like, looked at him and went like, you know, like something like that.
Because what you did was you blew his game. Because he was planning, he had it hooked up with that girl, and your old ass came up in here and you destroyed it all. You embarrassed him.
I might have, but I want him to think that, look, nigga, you can't keep her working at Kroger's.
Yeah, but listen, now I'm gonna challenge you on that. Not just the Kroger's, please. So he said that he was making season D's or maybe season B's in a system that both of us know, as conscious as we know. That system ain't shit. You see, I mean, because this is the conflict that a lot of our young people are running into. We, in one point, is saying that in these schools they ain't teaching our kids nothing, and then boom, boom, boom. But if they're not making grades in the system that is leading them absolutely nowhere, we say you're not going to be successful, and then we addressing 16-year-old young men a lot of times, and we saying, what do you want to be? And I'm like this, when I was 16, 15 years old, I wasn't clear on what I wanted to be either. You understand what I'm saying? And we're addressing young men as young men when in fact they might actually be little boys or maybe even aspiring girls, because all they know is women and the gentle touch of women, because a lot of these boys don't have men in their life.
Yes, and that's problematic, goddammit.
Look,
Because if you, this is one thing we have to start doing. I feel with our young folks, yes, they might be a teenager and all that shit, but the problem is this: that we have to, we have to realize that we got to be preparing for something. You have to be preparing for something. Like you said, you have to be a man with a purpose, even if you got to be a young man with a motherfucking purpose. You got to be a young man with a purpose. Hello?
And I agree. Now, but the point is, where does the idea of purpose come from?
I'm on my show.
The idea of purpose comes from when you ask that individual, how, okay, for example, you're going to have to go to school in America, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, you got to go to school. You know what I'm saying?
My eyes is rolling up in my head.
I understand, but you got to go to school.
I hear you.
Other than that, the truant officer, somebody come and ask your parents.
I'm chewing off.
Okay, cool. So you got to go to school. Now, are you telling your child that, you need to, do the best that you can, And if C's and B's is all you can get, or C's and D's is all you can get if you're doing the best that you can. Because I used to always tell my son, look, these are for dummies. You don't even have to study. You don't have to study to get a damn D. You don't even have to study to get a D. You know what I'm saying? So when we do that, then we ask the child, what is it that you want to do?
Right.
That's an important question for a child.
And we need to, and you need to find, yes, it is.
Yes, it
because,
is.
I think we wait too late to find out what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah.
And then like myself, I'm going back to school at fucking 53.
Yeah. Wait. Let me just finish. We ask the child, what is it that you want to do? You want to be a nurse. You want to be this. You want to be that.
You know what I'm saying? Your own
now
shit.
We can help you move into that direction.
That's right.
I don't give a damn if you're in a tribe, if you're in a clan, you in a damn
gang.
But now I'm gonna listen. Gangs assign motherfucker shit. It's things that you have to do to be part of these gangs, dog. See, they know what they doing. You know what I'm saying? We don't. See, because now hold on. Right now, and what I'm saying is, I asked the question, where does that purpose come from? And you saying it comes from within them. I'm gonna challenge both of y'all on that shit. Go ahead.
The purpose.
You didn't say the purpose come from within.
I didn't say the purpose. The purpose come from within, but I got to kind of like put that. I got to put that inside of you, so you can start thinking about the purpose.
So where the purpose come from?
It comes from within you, but I got to stimulate the purpose. Everything is inside of you. Everything is inside of you. Even your God that you think you believe in is inside of you. You know what I'm saying? So I got to stimulate that, because you know what? This society, this Western society that we live in, has taken and put us asleep.
We can't do the couch no more. You getting too goddamn comfortable.
This has put us to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So we got to wake up some of these energies inside of us. Whether or not you be that or not. At least it'll help you get in. At least it'll wake you up and help you to get in these directions. Go ahead.
Right. CeeLo said, trade school or something, a 2-year certification can pay very well.
We're not talking about that. Yeah.
Right. Because I was about to say the same thing. We ain't talking about just the pay.
A purpose.
You're right.
You got to have a purpose.
If you tell me that you want to be an electrician, I can say, well, let me help you with this trade school here. Take a look at this. Go and kind of like dive into that. You know what I'm saying?
But part of the issue,
but you still got to finish high school in order to get in trade school.
Well, sometimes. But what really bothers me is that we kind of disconnect the individual from the group when it comes to the purpose. You got to find your purpose. Yeah, we need to give them time when they're young, but at some point in time, we have to start giving assignments. Young people have to understand that they are here for the collective. The collective is not here just for, well, let's put it, it's a paradoxical relationship. It's a symbiotic relationship where the individual needs the collective and the collective needs the individual. So now, but we have to take our role in there because, like I said, if our young people are coming away from us, not knowing what the hell they need to do, and understand that they need to do something to serve the people, because when you take their purpose and you expand it outside of themselves, you see what I'm saying? But a lot of us, we it's like you got to make good money. Or see,
well, that's the part that we were talking about earlier. Just because you're conscious, you don't have to be broke. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, it's more than enough needs. We already know as individuals, there's more than enough needs in our community that if we start learning how to fill them, you don't never have to worry about eating or where you're living or what type of car you drive. There's enough needs and there's enough service.
So the point is we need to start talking to our young people, and we don't want to wait till
they're 30.
They get up in age, and then you trying to figure out what the hell you wanted to do, or you did some shit because you didn't have any guidance along the way, and you ended up getting into some shit you really ain't want to get into.
Well, you got into it because you got paid well. It was supposed to pay
me,
well.
For example, and I was I'm sorry, my hair's sticking out. I was you know, I didn't have any guidance coming through school. You know, I was a straight A student and all of that, and I had a guidance counselor who was black talk to me about going to college, and that's, you know, I wasn't even thinking about doing nothing. I wasn't thinking about doing that. Nobody in my family ever talked to me about doing anything, what I wanted to be or any of that. So it never even crossed my mind. So I did go to college, and I fell into the whole, you know, if you work in corporate America, you have arrived.
Right.
And that's what I did for years. And then by the time I realized I did where I arrived at,
you ain't like where you,
I ain't like where the fuck I
like
arrived
to stop.
at.
You like, oh, can we keep going?
I'm like, I gotta start this shit over.
Yeah.
I gotta scratch all this shit out and start over.
And I think even whatever situation we find ourselves in, I mean, what we haven't done quite well, you know, my parents didn't do it, you know, and maybe their parents didn't do it.
They couldn't, and I'm break it down.
It's not that they couldn't.
No, I'm gonna say that they couldn't.
In my family, you know, my mother had an opportunity to finish high school. My grandmother, of course, we were Catholics, right? Sent them to Catholic school all the way through, but they decided that we want to go get a job. You see what I'm saying? But knowing that the job that you were trying to prepare yourself for, you know, or were trying to go get, wasn't going to fucking, you know, do anything for you. You know, if you ain't finished high school. You see what I'm saying? You know, I'm going to tell you, man, look, the struggle today for most of our children is the lack of finishing high school. And I'm gonna say that to this here, because like Amos Wilson said in his book.
Go ahead, that's good. You don't.
Amos Wilson said
say nothing against Amos.
That Amos Wilson said that, you know, it kind of like threw my concentration off. But
I'm good at it.
But he said that, you know, our problem. I got to think about it because I was getting ready to say. And
I messed you up.
Yeah.
Jedi mind trick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Got you. But listen, all I'm saying is,
we're gonna have to wind it up here in a minute. I got a lot of schoolwork to do.
When we look at the world in the way that our ancestors had to look at the world, and in many ways that has come down to us, and we're just now kind of breaking out of it. We were existing in somebody else's world, and our only purpose in that world was to figure out how to best serve somebody else.
Right.
That, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we might have had some small opportunity, but that opportunity only raised us up a little bit to bring us closer to the master so that we could serve them a little bit better and make a little bit more. Now we're getting to a point where we're like, fuck master. We at a point right now, our ancestors suffered to a point right now where we are able to look back and understand what they was going through. And all I'm saying is this. when we are looking at our young people, outside of the strangers, with the young people directly in our circle, we need to help them identify their purpose and make sure that they understand that your primary role is being of service to your people, being of service to your people. And most of our young people can't serve, they can't serve hamburgers, let alone serve the people. You understand what I'm saying? We got to prepare them to be of service to the people.
This is what I want to say.
Not for free.
This is what I want to say what Eamon said. I'm glad you brought that up. He said that because, even most of the jobs that they have out here today, our people are unable to get because the people who got the job, they want to give them to their own people.
Word.
You see what I'm saying?
Word.
Mhm.
That's what he said. And he said that, so we're going to have to do something better than what we are doing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And this is to the audience also. We're going to have to do something better than what we are doing. That's talking to our children a little bit earlier than letting them trying to figure it all out by themselves.
Right.
Because we're not going to, other than that, you're going to find yourself taking care of your children for the rest of their lives if you don't talk to them early enough.
Or you're going to find your children in a dope game. Because they don't have those skills. They didn't get the skills in high school that they needed to even feel confident enough to do a job interview or fill out an application. So those things can be very intimidating to a motherfucker who can barely read and write. So a lot of times you might find it easier just to take your ass out to the dope game.
Because you don't have to do application. But if your ass had a company, your child will need an application. Or if he could work for his Aunt Navita, or he could work for his Uncle Lumala. See, we got to...
and give on the job training like they do with that shit.
Or they grow up into the shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this is, and it's possible. Now, let me say this. Those of you that are on GNJ.Media, click the try button so that you can get it, so you can get in and see that you could conversate in the try function. I see we got 10 people, right? We got 10 people in here. And y'all ain't talking because y'all watching.
We about to head on out of here anyway.
She kicking us out. I've been kicked out of better places.
Homework to do today.
I've been kicked out of better places,
and,
Navita.
I got to get it. It's due today, and I got to get it done. And I ain't even started.
Uh-huh.
So, if we got anything else, we're gonna have to get up out of here. And we'll be back next week. GNJ.Media next week. Don't forget GNJ.Media because we're trying to come up off of Facebook and YouTube.
Because they keep throwing the Vita off. I don't know what the hell she be doing.
And if y'all got some young teenagers that you think that you want to refer to us, put their names down. Go to GNJ.Media, put their name down, and we'll be willing to set up something so that we could talk with them.
We got a Kappa trip coming up on. Now, I want to stress this because we do family shit. Don't just think you're gonna drop your kids off and run off and go to the streets and do some other shit. We do family shit. Now, we will work in extreme circumstances with young people who might not have. We will become their family. But if you are a serious individual, you are going to come to get what we're giving to the children because it'll help you too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sick of working with young people and then sending them home so that they could be fucked up by a parent.
And we ain't talking about the disobedience. I ain't fucking with no disobedience.
All right, let me tell y'all when the camping trip is and we out of here.
Okay, and you can sign your children up for the camping trip.
And you can sign yourself up for the camping trip.
And you can sign your adults are welcome too.
We do need volunteers.
Yes.
We need tribe members and we need your support. And I'm not going go because Navita has her own link. You go to type this in, Navita. Go to navita.gnj.media.
Okay.
So for those people that are supporting from Blunt Talk and you want to support more of what Navita does, we can see who is supporting because of Navita, so that we can make sure that Navita is getting her, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we could go on and apply this to Blunt Talk and some of the other projects that Navita got. And also, Navita, tell them where you find your stuff at.
What stuff? I'm not done with my website yet.
Oh, you got a website?
Yes, but I'm not done with it, so I'm not gonna bring it up.
So you don't want me to say what the name of the website is?
I don't.
So you gonna pay me some money if I don't say the name of the website?
CeeLo said home training is non-existent. She said home training is non-existent. A lot of parents children don't have any home training anymore. And they really don't. And something else that I think we should get back to is
you better not be talking about my kids, CeeLo.
This is what we're gonna get back to. I think when I was coming up, this is a different situation, but like even with the Juneteenth thing we had or what have you, when we had events or certain things, if there was a party, for example, the kids couldn't sit around the adults while we had drinks and play cards and kicking. We need to start keeping our children as children and let them go to the children's side. We couldn't sit up under grown people when I was coming up. You just could not do that. Not and pick up on stuff that you don't need to be picking up on, that grown folks are talking about.
I know. I was in Cleveland. I was in Cleveland, and I thank you for bringing that up, Navita, because I was in Cleveland during June 19th, and this lady and her daughter, I think her daughter maybe had been about, she was 24 years old.
Okay.
24 years old, the lady's daughter, and I was talking to the lady, and as I was talking to the lady, the 24-year-old girl was doing the answering. Now, where did that ever motherfucker fit into the African liberation, and you don't want to be African no more? I told the 24-year-old girl like this. I said, excuse me, but when I'm talking to your mother, shut the fuck up. Your mother needs to be the one answering, because you're going to have your turn to answer back.
Right.
But only when I'm talking to you. And the young girl, shut the fuck up. You hear me? And maybe some of you parents out there need to tell your young children, whether it be males or females, if they're sitting around in grown folks' conversations, that they need to shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Because you wouldn't.
However, you tell it to them, because this conversation wasn't about her and me. And she's 24, I'm 68. It was about her and me and her mother. And then the mother had the nerve to turn around and say, yeah, and you know what? That's correct. Like she forgot. Like she forgot that her daughter
that shit go all the time.
Like she forgot her daughter do that kind of shit. But you got to correct those things. You better correct them when they're young.
Said that's home training. You damn right. You damn right. So we got to get back to that home training aspect.
And that tribe training, because what you want to do at home, what you won't do,
somebody else will.
Do at home.
Do at home.
You tried everything,
but it just won't work. Bring them to Gye-Nyame.
Like Christine said, that would have never happened back in the day. So I think
it shouldn't be happening now.
It shouldn't be, right. And so we got to get back to some of our. We have dismissed some of our old school practices because the white man said that we wasn't doing it right. And then we started doing it the way they told us to do it. And look where that fuck it's got us.
Ooh.
Look, how's that working for us?
How's it working?
It ain't working good at all.
How's it working? For us? That's always the results.
That's right.
Is always the best judge. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You can't argue results. Right. You can argue all other shit. We can argue beliefs and theories, but the results. Right. Where are we at? Are we better off than we were? Now, Navita got to do her work, so we're going to get up out of here. Camping trip is July 16th through the 18th. Also, we have a camping trip on August 20th and the 22nd. Of course, we are doing fundraisers. If you want to assist us, you can hit Navita's link, Navita.GNJ.Media, and you can become a supporter for $10 a month. If you just want to cash app us one time, because you like, I don't like doing all that, you can cash app us at capital G, cash sign, capital G, capital N, capital J, capital M, EDIA. That's cool.
There you go.
No,
that's the cash app.
That's cash app.
That's the cash app. So
Or if you want to mail it, you can mail it. Because some people don't want to do all of that.
You know what? You are right.
Some people don't want to do all that. You got to have a mailing
CeeLo said
address
a
phone too.
hard head made soft behind. We ain't making no soft behinds no more.
Dr. Kelsey did mail me a check.
Damn right. Damn right.
So, anyway, thanks for joining us.
Right.
We'll get with y'all next week.
We had a good time.
If you have any topics you want us to discuss amongst us experts, we will do that. Just inbox us at Gye-Nyame.Media,
Right.
Or inbox Navita C. Nelson. Navita C. Make sure it's Navita C. Nelson.
Because that other nigga in jail.
C as in Charlie. C as in Charlie.
C is in Coochie.
Is it a clean cooch?
C is in clean. C is in Coochie.
He's so nasty. All right, but hey, before we go, shouts out to Brother Kwame. He said, open the lines for CeeLo so she can drop some of that wisdom. Stop farting online, man. You and Navita need to clean up your online manners. What the hell?
I didn't fart.
Oh my God.
Farting around.
Getting her props. I know that's right, CeeLo.
All right. We're going to close that joke
Yeah,
down.
we're going to close it down because I got a lot of work to do tonight.
You got a lot of work to do. Y'all want help with that homework? Y'all dial in.
We want to thank y'all for joining us. And with that, we say, peace. What is a lion without his pride? What is a whale without his pod? What is a monkey without his troop? What is a wolf without his pack? The answer is very simple. They are the same thing that a human being is without a tribe. Pray.
At the summer festivals there. But you ain't got to worry about the people here because they don't go nowhere.
Did you turn off?
Oh, wait.
Oh,
we still on here. Sorry. All right, we out of here.